目指した未来や全ての君を背負ってたどり着いてみせるから閉ざされた未来を終わらせて今度こそは全て守るよ最後の運命をつかめるやろ
Hey guys, if you haven't already, give the video a like, subscribe to my channel. This is a what if series and I'll be doing more down the road. Plus Ultra.
Hey guys, and welcome back to What If Luffy Awakened His Double Fruit Earlier. This is the final part to this video. Yeah, we got really far in this. So it's going to be a lot of epic things happening in this video, and I hope you agree with everything that I put into it. So yeah, the final part to What If Luffy Awakened His Double Fruit. I'm glad you guys love this series as much as you did, and thank you for all the support up until now. I'm going to do more series like this in the future, but yeah, it was just a good idea to see how you guys would love my first one. Not my first, but I got plenty of other Luffy what ifs. I think I do. I don't even think I did one. Just probably one of my first and everything. But a small tangent aside, let's just get back into where we left off. So yeah, Straw Hats, well, the Straw Hats that went to to go get Sanji, they left. And yeah, Luffy knocked out Big Mom. Luffy beat Katakuri. It wasn't that hard for him this time around. So yeah, everything played out very differently than it did in canon. So now with the Straw Hats on ship, they get their bounty papers and everything. Now Luffy gets sad because he thinks that his bounty went down. He thinks that his bounty is like 5.8 million, and he starts to cry because he thinks that his bounty just suddenly just took a drop. But this is where Brook gets the bounty paper, and he looks at the bounty paper, and his eyes widen. His eyes are like shocked by now, and they tell Luffy that your bounty is not 5.8 million. It's 5.8 billion. Yeah, I'm doing something like that because Luffy deserves a bounty higher than that after defeating Katakuri and Big Mom, knocking Big Mom out at that. Yeah. So yeah, 5.8 million. Sue me. Anyway, so with that being said, every Straw Hat on the thing, or like on the ship, screams out. Even the world government sees this and knows that Luffy is Yonko material, because people are just calling Luffy the new Yonko. After he defeated Big Mom, yeah, they're calling Luffy the new Yonko. And Shanks, Blackbeard, even Kaido hears this, and Kaido just crushes up the paper, and he's waiting for Straw Hat to come to Wano. He's desperately waiting, and he wants to fight Straw Hat so bad. So on their journey, as they're growing, everybody's bounty is not necessarily the same. Sanji's bounty is over 560 million. Yes, Sanji played a good part. I'm increasing everybody's bounty. So decrease, like, say for example, so apart from the strongest fighters, Brook, even when he went toe-to-toe against, what's the name, Big Mom, even though he didn't beat Big Mom, he still went toe-to-toe against Big Mom, so we should give him a nice little increase, and it's going to be somewhere around 360 million. Now, Nami, we just going to keep her a little, like, just say, for example, she just has Sanji's bounty. I think it was like 365 million, something like that. Chopper is just the gag of the family, and stuff like that. So, yeah, pretty much not too much change. Now the team would get to Wano and the same things, occurrences would happen. But Big Mom, now we're going to flash forward over to Whole Cake Island, because this time Big Mom wake up and she is furious. She sees the papers and sees that Luffy is a new Yonko, but she doesn't take this lightly, so she says she's going to take a trip to Wano to face Luffy and kill Luffy. She is furious. I'm talking about angry as hell right now. So once she sets off to get to Wano, basically she's trying to partner up with Kaido. And Kaido knows about this because she called him ahead of time and let him know that she's coming to team up with him to destroy Monkey D. Luffy. And Kaido just obliges to this. He just says, not obliged, but like he's refusing the offer. No, he accepts Big Mom's offer greatly and then tells her to come on to Wano. So once the Straw Hats get settled in and everything plays out normally, this is the first battle between Luffy and Kaido. Now, this is where things turned out a little differently than they were in canon, because see, since Luffy already awakened his double fruit, and since Luffy already has advanced armament Haki, I think, like, what's the name, being able to send the armament hockey, like the aura of the attack into the person's body to do more damage than usual. Yeah, that part right there. Luffy already has all those concepts down, and his future foresight is a thing too. So yeah, watch out for that. Anyway, so Luffy and Kaido, I think what Kaido did when Luffy and him went to, like, firstly, when they battled against each other, is that he shot a bullet breath at his teammates, at his comrades, and that pissed Luffy off. So he started to rush at Kaido, doing gear fourth, and then when he punched Kaido with the gum red rock, and it sent Kaido flying back. Now, Kaido felt the brunt of this attack, and it did hurt. So he looks at Luffy, and Luffy just starts bouncing around. Now, him and Kaido ends up getting into a full-on battle with each other, and the battle is very destructive. Kaido goes into his hybrid dragon form, hitting Luffy with his whole Komodo or something like that, whatever you call that, and he hits Luffy hard too, sending blood out of Luffy's mouth, and Luffy feels the brunt of this attack going through multiple buildings. Now, as Luffy's laying on the ground, Luffy dodges from Kaido's attack, and he smashes the ground, creating a huge divot in the dirt, well, in the rocks, pavement, whichever you want to call it. Anyway, so as Luffy gets back up, he starts bouncing, and then he blows up his fist, and then he hits Kaido with a King Kong gun, but Kaido takes the brunt of this attack, grabs Luffy's arm, and starts swinging him around, and then slams him on the ground. And this is where Kaido rushes at Luffy, and the both of them didn't return their fight, but this is where Kaido is pushing Luffy back a little bit, and Luffy notices that Gear 4 is not doing much for him. But it is doing something, as when he does Rhino Schneider, he uses his advanced armament hockey to hit Kaido directly in the face, and basically that does damage, knocking one of Kaido's teeth out of his mouth. And he falls to the ground, clutching his mouth, and then looks at Luffy with a very angry scowl. Now, this is where Kaido turns into his dragon form, and then him and Luffy, well, he just starts grabbing Luffy by his tail, well, not tail, but his leg, and starts swinging him around, crashing through multiple buildings. Now, Luffy gets up and feels blood coming from his head, but this is where Luffy just starts to laugh. And we go flash forward over to Zanisha, who says, after 800 years, I finally hear the drums of liberation. And this is where Luffy smiled. His hair would start to melt and caught on fire as it turns white. His shirt would start to go white, and he would smile as steam would start to irradiate from his mouth. And this ring-like smoke pattern would go around Luffy's shoulders. Sort of how you see in the picture, but his shirt is white and his hair is white. Luffy is bouncing on the ground, excited, happy, laughing hysterically. Now, upon all that, this is where Kaido and Luffy gets into their battle, and they start fighting, with Luffy having the upper hand now, throwing Kaido around like a rag doll, and even laughing at Kaido, and Kaido throws a bowl of breath at him, but Luffy does some cartoonish fashion while screaming at the bowl of breath, and then grabbing the ground, lifting up the ground, and deflecting the blast right back at Kaido, hitting him head on with his own attack. Now, this is where Kaido would look at Luffy, but he would rush at Luffy and then swallow him. And then Luffy would just be jumping around in Kaido's body. But then he would see two lights, and then his arms would come out of Kaido's eyes. Now, he didn't pluck them out. It's just that he made Kaido's eyes rubber. And Kaido would be very, very weirdly by this, saying that you're supposed to be rubber, not me. My body is not made of rubber. How is this even physically possible? And this is where Luffy would grab onto Kaido's eyes like a basically hook and then swing out of Kaido's mouth, laughing hysterically, saying that was fun. But it was dark and stinky, and that you need to brush your mouth. So, with that, Luffy's not as exhausted as he was in canon trying to fight Kaido, well, fighting Kaido by himself. Now, this is where Luffy would get into a huge scuffle with each other, like a huge scuffle, but mostly it'd be up in Luffy's favor, as he buffs himself up, grabbing Kaido and swinging him around, slamming him over and over and over and over and over again, punching him, kicking him, and all that kind of stuff. This is where Kaido would get furious, and then his body would radiate in flames, and then start smacking Luffy around like a rag doll. Now, Luffy would feel this, and it would hurt. Now, it's not like Luffy doesn't feel pain. This shit hurts. Now, when Luffy gets back up, he does a gum red rock and punches Kaido directly in the mouth. Now, say, for example, when Luffy just shoots back up from the ground, he rushes at Kaido and hits him with a gum red rock. But the way he did it would be like he hit him with an uppercut to deliver much force. And it would break another one of Kaido's tooth. And then Kaido would shoot a bowl of breath at Luffy, to which Luffy would just grab the ground again and then basically shoot the bowl of breath right back at Kaido. But Kaido would dodge this and rush at Luffy. and then wrap around Luffy, who screams out in pain due to Kaido being on fire. So he grabs Kaido's body, basically turning the part where he is in rubber. So imagine this. Kaido wraps around Luffy like a snake, right? So Luffy grabs Kaido's flaming hot body, even though it hurts, turning him into rubber and stretching him out so he can escape. Now Luffy leaves Kaido's area and jumps up while he's bouncing around, blowing on his hands and laughing hysterically since it's not getting Luffy upset or anything. He feels like so much fun right now. He feels like elevated. So during this time, while Luffy and Kaido is fighting, Big Mom arrives to the island, and this is where Law and Kid would have to get into the fight with Big Mom. Now, upon all the destruction, Zoro and Sanji would try to help out Luffy as best as they could, but King and Queen would get in their way. King would go to fight Zoro, and Queen would fight Sanji. Now, both of these fights would cause Sanji and Zoro a very hard time. But it wouldn't necessarily be that hard for them since they won in canon and Zoro won in canon. After seeing a Shinigami, that scared to see what I mean. But hey, anyway, so with that being said, now Big Mom's arrived and Kid and Law would have to fight Big Mom this time around. She wants to team up with Kaido, but Kaido is busy with Luffy. And she can't believe it with her own eyes. She's seeing this with her own eyes, that Luffy is taking the strongest Yonko in the world. Nothing has been able to do anything to him, but Luffy is fighting this guy on equal terms. Now, the CP0 guy tried to come in and do the same thing he did in canon, but Luffy would dodge the hell out of him with his observation haki, seeing it a mile away with future foresight. So as soon as he tried to grab Luffy, Luffy would just disappear from him, and Kaido would hit the CP0 guy with all his might. So yes, that CP0 guy would take the blunt force of Kaido's attack. Not basically being sponged by Luffy. No, he would take the blunt force of that attack. Being killed. Yes, dead. He's dead. He's gone. Not alive no more. And so, with that being said, now we're going to flash forward back over to Luffy and Kaido's fight. As the both of them are getting exhausted, Luffy then sits down as he basically breathes out and de-transforms into his base form. And Kaido sees this as the both of them are just basically on their last legs as they're talking to each other. Now, of course, you had the normal flashback about Kaido's history and what he did and came up and notes that he's always been strong. Really, he's always been a strong-ass character. But so with that being said, after that flashback, Luffy then jumps up into the air, back into his Gear 5th form as his heart beats fast, and beats like drums, and he loves the beat of his rhythmic heartbeat. As he says this, he jumps up in the air, and his fist grows huge. And this is where Luffy says, "This is gonna be my Gum King Kong rock." And basically something I made up, but it's a strong attack. So Luffy then inflates his fist basically huge, as this flame-like pattern would go around it. Sort of like red, I think it was Red Rock, not Red Rock, but anyway, I forgot the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about. When Luffy extends his arms catch Igniting Fighter and he hits somebody, just similar to what Gum Pistol looks like, but yeah. Anyway, so with that, Luffy jumps up in there. Kaido goes to do his strongest attack, turning his body into flames, and he catches Luffy's fist, but just barely. Like I said, Luffy is way stronger than he was in canon, like way stronger. So Kaido catches his fist, but barely, but he's struggling, and you can tell that he's struggling. And the fire is not seemingly doing nothing. Luffy still feels it, but it's not to the point where Luffy is like, this hurts. No, it's basically he's pushing Kaido back, and Kaido notes this as he gets hit to the ground hard, creating a huge dust cloud explosion, to which Kaido is eventually knocked out cold. Literally cold. He's not getting back up after that. Luffy lands back on the ground, exhausted heavily. And this is where he puts a thumbs up to everyone, as Law and Kid are still fighting Big Mom, but they do the same thing that they did in the manga, shooting Big Mom down with a team consistent attack, basically defeating Big Mom. Now, 2 Yonkos have been defeated. So with all that being said, they basically straighten up everything in Wano, basically getting it back to normal. Momonosuke becomes the next shogun, and what's her name? I forgot that. Yamato. That's her name. Whew, I thought I forgot her name for a quick minute. But Yamato becomes the new Straw Hat for the crew. And this is where everything just becomes peaceful. They have a big feast. They have a big party. Momonosuke grows up. Yep, he grows up. He's not a kid no more. So yeah. And yeah, everything is just settled as settled as normal. I'm sorry if you think that was going to be dragged out or something like that. But yeah, Luffy is way stronger this time around. So yeah, he just doesn't awaken his devil fruit when he gets to Wano. He already has the awakening of Gear 5. So yeah, anyway. So after everything has been settled, this new admiral would come to, what's the name, Wano. Now, with this admiral coming to Wano, with everybody getting their bounties again. Now, yes, the bounties came out again because news spread it fast, like literally fast as hell. And with that being said, Luffy's face would be on a poster, and this is where Luffy would be in Yonko. But right now, they're stating that Luffy has the potential to pass all the previous Yonko, because right now, Luffy's bounty is sitting at 8.1 billion berries. Yes. And then you got all the rest of them. Eustace and Kid gets 3 billion berries each. Yeah, I'm gonna do that for them because Luffy stands on top. And then rest of this, like, they basically, that's it. So the rest of the Straw Hats, you can only guess that they would get a large bounty. Of course, Zoro bounty would be 1.3 billion berries, and Sanji's bounty will be 250 million billion berries. Damn, like that sound like a mouthful. I said that backwards. I probably said that backwards. But anyway, as everything would become complex and everything, Yamato is a different breed because she'd rather take a bath with the men, but then before she'll take a bath with the girls. Oh Lord, that's gonna be funny. That's gonna be a lot of eye candy to be watching. But anyway, so as this new admiral shows up, we don't know too much about what he can do and what all he can do. So I'm not gonna put a battle into that. But the Straw Hats did get ready to set sail and leave Wano after everything is pretty much situated and all that. And Kaido gets arrested again, but I don't think they're gonna be able to kill him this time around. But you know. But anyway, with that being said, I really don't have anything else to go on. I mean, I can go on a little small tangent right here and say that the next people that Luffy challenges is the world government, but we could go ahead and say that Luffy goes against Blackbeard and that shit right there. But then I'm about to explain all the people in this stuff. So let's just do that. So with all that being said, if I can do another part to this video, I would, but pretty much there's not really much to go on. Like after Wano, we don't really got a new arc yet, so I don't really want to, yeah. And even with that, the next person that I was, like, when I was writing the script, that I wanted to basically try to write something out that was going to be fun and entertaining. Say, for example, I wanted, after Luffy fought say, for example, people in Wano, he was going to go take a trip to see Blackbeard. Now, once they got to Blackbeard, they would eventually fight, and Blackbeard would use his whole basic. It would be very, very destructive. This would be a hard fight for Luffy, a very hard fight for Luffy. But it wouldn't be that difficult for him. It really wasn't. Luffy, I'm sorry for some of you Blackbeard fans out there who sees that Blackbeard has darkness and has, what's the name, the Goro no Mi, basically a destructive type devil fruit. Yeah, the rumble fruit, that shit right there. Yeah, Luffy ain't feeling that. That shit ain't touching him, cause his power is ridiculous. The Nika fruit, well, Hito no Mi model type Nika, Sun God Nika. Yeah, it's not doing nothing. Not nothing. Everything that Blackbeard is throwing at Luffy, or that whole vortex thing, Luffy just basically grabs onto the ground and it does not work. It does not work at all. He tries to do his whole darkness floor or tries to crash and everything, but it doesn't work. Luffy is countering everything that Blackbeard has at him. And when he hits him with a gum red rock, it just sends so much pain through this man's body. Now, you could say that he does Black Vortex, but Luffy is fast. With his future foresight, he clocks Blackbeard directly in the jaw, breaking his jaw. And then, this is where Luffy then starts berating Blackbeard with a bunch of punches. So many punches that coughs up okay, so put it this way. Luffy did save his brother, but Blackbeard is the one who got his brother in that situation in the first place. So Luffy is going all out on Blackbeard. He's not holding anything back. No candle, no nothing. Luffy is showing Blackbeard all his might. everything. So once Luffy then transforms it to Gear 5, he then hits Kaido with the biggest attack that Blackbeard with the biggest attack. Kaido tries to block this with everything he has, but Luffy then breaks through the attack very, very easily. Now, of course, the usual battles will be between Sanji and the rest of his crew. But during this, I'm gonna say this right now, that the Admiral, what's his name, Aokiji, he didn't never leave. He stuck with them. He really, because the government decided that Luffy was a threat like that, and he decided what was best was to stay with his admirals so that he can provide a helping hand. He let Akainu become the head captain because he really wanted it, but at the same time, they really need his strength at their side if they want to basically defeat Monkey D. Luffy and get him off the face of the earth, or just lock him away so that he never cause damage again. Anyway, so with Luffy and Blackbeard's battle radiating all over the news with them landing on this unknown island and fighting it out, like having a huge battle. This would be somewhat similar to Garp and, well, not Garp, but it would be somewhat similar to Blackbeard, not Blackbeard, but Gold D. Roger and Whitebeard. It would be similar to their flashback. I know you guys know the flashback, but it was similar to their flashback on how Luffy and, what's his name, Blackbeard is fighting, but it'd be more on Luffy's side. And Blackbeard would be having a hard time trying to fight Luffy. Literally having a hard time trying to fight Luffy. This would be something like, oh, he would be shocked by this because he's taking a lot of damage and Luffy is taking only minimum damage at that. But he's laughing, he's jumping around. He still has this uppity attitude which is pissing Blackbeard off. Now, of course, Sanji and Zoro would have their respective battles, but I don't know who they would go against. That's why too much I didn't want to get into this art, because there's something everything I'm saying right now is like I'm making up right now. I don't really like to make stuff up because then it sounds too far-fetched. Anyway, but with that being said, if you don't agree with me, you don't agree with me, but in this fight right here, the Straw Hats beat the Blackbeard Pirates. Literally, they beat the Blackbeard Pirates. It wasn't anything that they're in our arsenal that they could use. And even if Luffy is just OP right now, he's at his end game, so I doubt that Blackbeard has anything to basically throw at him. The only person, literally, I'm gonna let you guys know, the only person that I'm really worried about, I'm not worried about Blackbeard or that Buggy became the new Yonko or something like that. I'm worried about Shanks, because if you guys know, like me, that Oda is a person that hides a person's true abilities. We don't even know what Shanks is capable of. Yeah, he missed the arm. He sacrificed his arm just to save Luffy, which I don't know why he wouldn't use just Conqueror's Haki to subdue the fish, but that's to each his own. But this time around, yes, we don't really know what like Shanks can do. We don't really know how strong he is or how strong his crew is. So I'm not finna just say that Luffy and his crew runs over Shanks and everything. No, this video ends right here. But I have a vendetta against Blackbeard, so I don't like Blackbeard. So yeah, Luffy and his crew beat the shit out of Blackbeard, bloody and everything. So yeah, Blackbeard is not a Yonko anymore. And Trafalgar D. Law becomes the new Yonko. So that's the 4 Yonkos, and that's the end of this video. The 4 Yonkos is Monkey D. Luffy, Red Hair Shanks, Buggy the Clown, and Trafalgar D. Law. that's nice. But anyway, without any further ado, you guys have a good day, a good night. Plus Ultra. Thank you for loving this video as much as you did, and I'll see you in the next one.